is Kathy. How are you? It is Kathy, and I love to be selling. Come on in, sellers, and let's talk. Let me know that you can hear me. Just comment below. Say, hi, Kathy, I can hear you. Let me know your weather. It is freezing in New York City today. I think it's like 20 degrees. And if you don't know, I live in New York City. So it is cold, cold, cold. And I am hoping that you are having warmer weather than I am. It is not raining. It is not snowing. It is just bitter, bitter, bitter cold. So it's like you got to super, super, super bundle up today. But let me know how you are. I'll say one thing with the cold weather, it motivates you to move very, very quickly. So as you're settling in, I will introduce myself. I'm Kathy Terrell. I love to be selling. I am selling on eBay for over 12 years. I started very small, just decluttering my home. I live in a New York City apartment and I was downsizing. So getting rid of some wonderful items that I knew had value and that I wanted to get some money for. And I turned to eBay to sell them while I was taking care of my mom, who was quite ill at the time. So that was my start on eBay. I found I loved it. I've got over 25 years of brick and mortar experience here in New York City. I worked in retail here in New York. And I also presented on QVC for over 6 years as a product presenter. So I've got a great blend of retail, online experience, and I blend that all with my eBay knowledge. I am a trained eBay education specialist, and I help my sellers learn all about eBay. I'm all about eBay business policies, how to sell on eBay, how to get things sold, how to get things found in eBay search. That is my specialty, to help you have a wonderful eBay business, to grow your eBay business, to have the eBay business that you want. And a big part of that is getting your items found by eBay search and getting them sold. Hi, Sharon. Come on in, Pam. Debbie Ladores, how are you? 48 degrees in Indiana. Ooh, a little bit warmer than here. Isn't that interesting that Indiana is warmer than New York City? So come on in. And this is what I wanted to talk about today. Um, I run several large Facebook groups for eBay sellers. And this came up in eBay Selling Basics, Nothing But Selling Basics, where I have my newer sellers and also more experienced sellers that want to go over foundational selling tips. And this came up about price, which is a great thing to talk about for sellers. You know, what price point should you be looking for items that you are selling on eBay? And price point is price. So should I be selling things that are $6.99, $8.99, $9.99, $59.99, over 100, over 200? You know, what prices should I be looking for? And while I'm looking at my prices, what about my profit margin? And your profit margin isn't what the item sells for, it's how much money you're making. So if I'm selling something for $19.99 with free shipping, after I pay for shipping and pay my eBay fees, and if I'm using eBay's promoted listings, I'm paying a promoted listings fee if it's sold through that. How much money am I making? And how much money do I want to be making? I bring this up because it seems that there's several people out and about on social media that are saying that you should not sell an item on eBay unless you're going to make a certain dollar amount. So what they're saying is, you know, unless you're going to make $20, $30, $50 or more, you should not list that item on eBay. And this is what I want to say. This is my food for thought, is everybody's business is different. I find it, how do I say this? So I'm just going to say it. I find it rather arrogant to tell somebody that they should not sell something unless they are going to make a certain amount of money. Okay. Everybody's business is their own. The other thing to consider is if you are a newer seller, and a newer seller can be not just somebody who's just starting from scratch selling online and they're selling on eBay, but somebody who might be a very experienced Amazon or Etsy or Poshmark seller that's coming to eBay and they're learning the eBay ropes. So we're all in different situations. Some people really like to sell low ticket items, things that are $9.99 free shipping, $14.99, $19.99, $24.99, items that are pretty much like you don't have to think too hard. I mean, most people, if they're spending $9, $10, $15, $20, aren't thinking too hard about the purchase. There's more of a pause when you get up around $50 or $80 or $100. So some people do really, really well with low ticket items. They may only make $1, $2, $3 on the item, but they got it for free, or it's an item that's a multi-quantity. So it's an item where I've got my eBay water bottle here. So there we go. For some reason, my mic got muted. Sorry about that. So they might have 30 of an item or 40 of an item, which means I'm only putting up one listing. It's a multi-quantity listing. I have more than one of the same item. So yes, it's work to get the listing up. Maybe it takes me 20 minutes or half an hour, or maybe I'm much faster. Okay. So maybe let's go long. Let's say it's 30 minutes and I'm only making $2 or $3 on my water bottle, but I've got 30 of them. So yes, I'm only making $3 per, but it's 30, which means I'll end up making $90 off that listing. So yes, I might consider something where I have a multi-quantity, but it is a low ticket item. The other thing is you think about things that you might be getting for free, that you're selling items from around your home. Friends and family give you items. The other thing is you might be shopping in a store and you get a gift with purchase. Large sellers get free items too, where you're buying a certain amount of, you might be buying a pallet or a couple of cases. And because you're buying so much, they'll give you a case of something for free. So literally you have free inventory, and you can look at that and you might go less on that in order to get the profit to get it sold. So because I got it for free, I can take a risk on it. It's not money sitting on the shelf. It's free. So I can go lower and make the profit on that. The other thing is, if you've got these people that are experts and they're telling everybody that they shouldn't be selling anything unless they're making $40 or $50, well, yay, if you're selling things that are making you less money, because you're going to get less competition because of people that are listening to them. I'm from the school of, listen, if it is making you money and it's something you enjoy selling, go for it. Now, the one thing about that is if it's something that's only making you a few bucks and it's taking you 45 minutes or an hour to get the listing up, then you got to think twice about it. It's like, is this really a wise way for me to spend my time? But if you're a newer seller, again, I remember when I was first starting, it took me like an hour to get a listing up. I mean, it's just, it takes time to do the research because you're double and triple checking and everything, which is a good thing to do. You want to calculate the shipping. You want to take the item with the box, with the bubble wrap or whatever, and put it on a scale and make sure that you're charging the right amount for shipping. And if you're doing free shipping, that you're rolling the cost into the item so that it's not costing you to sell. I actually saw a comment from somebody in a group where they realized after they sold it with the eBay fee and with how much it was costing them for shipping, they literally were only making like 25 cents on the item. So you do want to double check that. But it's fine to make $2 or $3 or $5 or $10 on an item, particularly if it's multi-quantity, particularly when you're newer. And the other thing is, if sales have been slow, and sometimes it just gets slow, excuse me, and you're just like, oh, it's slow, is it can be good to get some lower ticket items. I always think of the supermarket checkout, when they have the gum and the candy right at the checkout. And to have some lower ticket items, $6.99, $8.99, $9.99, $14.99, that are more of an impulse buy, just to get the sales going, just to get the shoppers' eyeballs on your items, just to get the traffic to your items, because you want those sales, because then it helps your items rank in what is called relevancy. When you're really, really, really slow, what's hard is then eBay sees you as lower as far as relevancy because people aren't buying your items. So anything you can do to increase your sales is a good thing. And that's sometimes why you'll notice you get a burst in sales where you'll sell the one water bottle, back to my water bottle, you'll sell the one water bottle, and then all of a sudden you sell a blouse and a vase and, 3 or 4 other things. What it is that one sale bumps you in relevancy because all of a sudden eBay's going, oh, people are interested in Kathy's things. And it helps all of your items. So I encourage you, absolutely check prices, absolutely check your shipping. Absolutely know how much money you are making on an item, but particularly on multi-quantity where you may only make a few dollars on an item, because sometimes you'll go into a thrift store, even the thrifters, and a store has donated, a Kohl's, a Macy's, a Nordstrom's has donated. This actually happened to me at a Salvation Army. Who was it? It was Macy's. They had donated a bunch of Donna Karan black women's t-shirts, all very embellished. They all had a lot of bling on them. And I think I got them for $2 or $3 a piece. They were new with tags, plus size rhinestone t-shirts. I was like, this is going to rock. I believe I sold each of them for like $20, $25 with free shipping. So, I mean, it was a killer profit, but I bought them all because it was one listing. It took me like a year and a half to get them all sold, but it was one listing. And I had all these shirts and they were all exactly the same. So I didn't have to take picture after picture after picture after picture. So nothing wrong with only making a few dollars. Just watch your time. Don't be spending hours and hours. Look for the multi-quantity. And also, if something is easy and fast to list, let's say you have 10 or 15 mugs, and on each mug you're going to make $4 or $5. You batch your pictures. You line your mugs up. You take your pictures. You list one. You do your research so you know what they're going to sell for. You list one, it's up. And then all you do is you click sell similar. You're going to change your keywords in the title, check your item specifics, if the size is bigger or smaller, any differences. You're going to change up the description a little bit, but you have basically a template listing for a mug. So you list the mug, then you just sell similar, change the variables, sell similar, and you're going to get 10, 15, 20 items up, 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 up. Yeah, you're only making $4 or $5 a piece, but each one's only taking you, once you get your pictures done, maybe 2 or 3 minutes to get each listing up. So look at that. It's difficulty of the listing, checking your solds, and I have a YouTube, watch this before you list, which shows you how to research with advanced search. It's very easy and fast. You get an idea of whether the item sells, okay, if it sells quickly. If you check solds, back to the eBay water bottle, if you check solds and there's like 30 eBay water bottles and only one have sold in the past 30 days, maybe I don't want to list or buy that eBay water bottle. Maybe I want to find something else that's selling a little faster. Okay, so that's my tip for you is it's fine to make a profit of less than 50 or 40 or 30. Just keep in mind all the variables, the costs and your time. But if you are somebody where you're like, Kathy, I hear you, but really for me, I only want to do a profit margin. And again, that's how much money you make after all your expenses. I only want to do profit margin of $40 or $50. That's fine. I think that's great. I have friends in that situation. They only do things with really big margins. And they're fine too if it takes a little longer to sell. They are willing and they are in a financial position that they can sit 6 months, 8 months, a year to get that sale. Again, we all have different businesses. Choose the model that is best for you. Do not follow somebody's advice blindly. I don't care. Even me. You listen to Kathy. Oh, I love Kathy. That's great. Anything I tell you, I always say, please test this for you. And something that works now may not work in 4 months or 6 months. And that's why I always say too is things change. Right? You notice that? Is a great thing. Best offer might be working really well for you right now. And then all of a sudden in 6 months, it is not working for you. Then you might want to lower the price and take best offer off. It's always a matter of keeping your pulse on what is working for you and then following through on that. It's great to listen to our other seller friends. It is great to listen to YouTubes and podcasts, but you always want to check and test what is working for you. Let me just check. Ladoris is agreeing. Thank you. Hi, Liz. How are you? I am doing great. Good to see you. Hey, Dave. Thank you, Dave. Dave's a great one. I love Dave. Dave DiBartolomeo. He's a Shine finalist. I'm going to plug you, Dave, because you're a wonderful seller. And Dave and I will talk pricing strategies. And it's always good to listen to other sellers, but then again, go in and test for yourself. And then one last tip, and I got something else to show you, and then I'm out of here because I'm actually on my way to my eBay meetup, is that if you find something that sells really, really well, if you find a pricing strategy for your category that is crushing it, may I advise you to keep it to yourself? Maybe tell your closest and dearest eBay friend that you trust. I encourage you not to blast it all over the internet. And I will tell you why, especially if you're in a very tight niche, is why educate your competition. I'm very generous. I love to help my fellow seller. But if I find something that really works in a very, very tight niche that I might be selling in, you want to keep that information to yourself. It's like finding a really hot item. Let's say it's very easy to get at Walmart. Why do you want to be telling the world about your hot Walmart item when many of us have Walmarts nearby that we can go shop at too? So look at your profit, know what works for you, consider what kind of business you're running, also whether you're a newer seller or whether you're more experienced. Look at what your dollar volume. Do you have a sales volume that you need to meet or want to meet every week? Okay. If you've got a big bill coming, you need to get some stuff sold, you might be willing to take less money. If it is a multi-quantity item where you're only having to do one listing, you can take much tighter, a much smaller profit margin. Again, back to the water bottle, because you're only making $2 or $3 on each sale. But that one listing is going to make you $90, $100, $120, $300, $400, $500. So keep that all in mind. Okay. Now, what I want to show you is I've got a great tip sheet, eBay Sales Accelerator. And I just finished updating it. And that's why I want to show it to you guys so you can grab it. So you're going to hop over to my website, ilovetobeselling.com, click on members. This is my membership group, Social Media Insider. There is a wait list for Social Media Insider. If you join the wait list, you get a freebie guide, eBay Sales Accelerator. And all you're going to do is join the wait list to get it. It is completely free. I just updated it. So it is absolutely current. So go to ilovetobeselling.com, click members, and then you're going to want to click join waitlist and grab that. Okay, so hang on a second. There we go. Good. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. So sell, sell, sell. Always keep an eye on your profit, but consider what works for you. Be willing to try a variety and test, test, test. Thanks for joining me. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling. Bye-bye, everybody.